out what was what, it went right in. But I gotta tell you, it's well worth the money. And the footrest, I tested out the footrest. Oh my god, Joker! I'm like, oh, this is so good. I didn't want to put it back. I didn't want to put it back down. I was like, "Ay." Anyway, guys, hello. It's Thursday. Welcome to the watch party. I'm Anime Night tonight too. Alongside me is Joker. Jasmine is watching in the wings in the watch screen. We are continuing on from last week's episodes. We did 4 and 5 last week, so now we're on to 6 and 8. What happens afterwards? Tune in and find out because Tsukasa got captured by the Crimson Knights. And away we go.
Ooh, starting off from reality now. Good. Ooh, what's gonna happen? Oh wait, like yeah, I figured that was her. Look, look, sorry, their faces are the same. Even his performance is the same. Why is your face melting? You can't take the item back. It's against the game. What? What are you stop doing? Hey, said hello, George. Oh, I'm gonna like this character.
Oh fuck! I just Joker. I just realized
Yep.
we're on episode 7. We skipped an episode. Don't.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
Go back.
hang on, 1 second here. Hang
Go
on
around
here.
like what was it? Halfway through.
Wait a minute, wait. God
Yeah,
damn it.
we're sorry. We're sorry.
Uh, oh crap! This is embarrassing. Hey,
Hey,
I'm
at
gonna go.
least we didn't complete it like Outlaw stuff.
Oh god, that would have sucked.
At least we didn't complete an episode like Trigun.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, you
Okay.
want to watch an extra episode tonight? I'm like, we'll do it next week.
Yeah. Oh
Hey, at least we can
fuck.
cut through the next episode.
Uh. There. Okay. There it is. Okay. There we go. Yeah, okay. I thought something was up because I looked at the tab for a minute. I'm like, oh crap, this is episode 7. We're supposed to start with 6.
They just skipped the intro this time.
Oh crap. Hang on, let me let's see if I can. Let's see if I can. If it'll let. Okay, there's that.
There we go.
Come on, damn you. Oh,
Encounter. Huh,
come
they
on.
predict the goddess of victory future.
Yes, sorry about that, Jasmine. We are so sorry.
Alright, now we can know why she's moody.
Okay.
No, no, BT's right, actually. It's easy to put the blame game on people. Ooh, love the shadow. Love the shadow. Love the shadows. Whew, good shadow. Hey, Raquel. What? Very good. Yeah, I'm currently watching God Outside, American Fifth Pod. Yep, that's I know what that is now. If the acting doesn't get better, I will ignore you. Hey, that's the most action in the series. Woo, look at the moon. Look at the atmosphere.
I think we were at this point right here in episode 7. I think we were
About that point, because when they were talking about going to that high level area, and all of a sudden she's like, I guess it's true what they say about this game. Nobody wants to do anything. And I'm like, oh, damn. Well, that's the world for you. You can literally do anything you want, and no one cares.
absolutely. Let's see. I think okay, we're good.
Uh-oh. Didn't you say 2 weeks? And like, what do we would do without me?
What?
It's not the watch party link.
Oh.
So the main panel. So everyone knows what we're using. And then the next week, Joker, I lost sight. Technical difficulty. There we go. Now we're running smoothly. Let's see. Mhm. Dick. Thank you, Sora.
Good.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh shit! Is that how he remembers everything? Wait, what just happened? Excellent metaphor at the end. Woo! And oh man, there was some interesting episode.
Well,
But folks, this might be the
well,
last of the watch party because Amber and I kind of screwed us over. So, folks, well, thank you for stopping by. There will be no more watch streams. So, of course, we're still gonna do this. All he has to do is edit out the video, a live stream. That's all he's got to
yeah.
do, and copyright avoided.
I can easily dispute it because, well, I can't dispute it, but what I can do
Transformative.
is, yeah, I can trim it and all that, so I will be fine. It luckily no one sent a super chat, so that's the beauty of it. And I look like I have cat ears. Uh, wow, that was lots to talk about on that one.
Well,
Holy
obviously,
crap.
starting off with episode 6 is that this is the fallout of the whole ambush tactics to get the Tsukasa into the Silver Knights. Now, what's interesting even before you get into the dungeon where he's captured, pretty much Bear, BT, and the other lady, they're kind of going at it. Most of the other lady with BT about like, oh, you knew this was gonna happen, and then it's like, well, both yes and no. You just happen to be at the right place at the right time. At the same time, kind of like when that's going on, people are talking about like, the other monsters, are kind of taking form or attacking other players. So Subasca isn't the only one, even though I know the actual truth to that because I played GU, so it's not that uncommon for the series to use tactics like that. And but what really happened in that episode is that there's a lot of drama now. We had the fun little misadventures. Now we get to have some serious drama of the actions having consequences in episode 6. And 7's kind of like, her own personal story. But 6 was really good to set up our characters going forward and just how annoying Sora can be. But here's the thing: in episode
Mm.
8, we got a hint, a small hint, on the actual age for Sora. As he's waiting for Sabaska and the girl, he's like, "Nah, I gotta get off. If I don't get off, I get in trouble." So he's not as old as you think he is.
That's
He
the
has to
great.
go to bed.
That's the
So
great.
my God,
Actually,
again,
That's the
this
too.
is a
crazy
little
thing.
kid playing the world. Because here's the thing: look at all of his antics. He's like, tell me, well, where Sabaska is. I don't know. Tell me now. He always wants favors from everybody. Not to mention, when he jumps, he goes boing, something a little kid does. So I'm
Mm,
thinking, here's the
I
thing: it's an
never caught that.
MMORPG. All you have to do is fake your age just to get online, and I'm pretty sure mom and dad are like, you can play this as long as you're not going to get in trouble. Oh, mom and dad, if only you knew what your kid got into
Oh,
until
absolutely,
World 2, which I'm not going to say because for Jasmine's sake.
exactly that. And
Boing. Oh my god.
Phoenix was lying. That's the one thing they like to end. But strangely enough, for Sora's character, at least the avatar that we see, he's kind of immature but also mature at the same time. So I'm like, I like these type of characters. They act very immature, but then they're also mature. They can read the room. They can read the situation what's going on. The,
Yeah, I like the contrast between characters because I mean you got Bear and Subaru. They definitely are kind of like the heart of the series. You could tell, you could just see the kind of pain that they feel for Tsukasa, and it's a very human response, and they see the human side of him. And then you got characters like Sora and BT, and they're more of like the rational aspect of the human emotion, but at the same time, they're actually kind of immature and selfish, like the way
Bear seems to be the more father of the group, and yet they're always like, "Oh, what's going on in reality?" And that's why I keep saying, like in episode 7, they're like, "Oh, you're really tired." I'm like, "Am I?" I'm like, "His model is still the same. It's a video game." And the voice actors are kind of like, "Yeah, I'm really tired." Now this has got to be one of the better takes they had, without sounding less enthusiastic. Also, at the same time, I said, "What's happening to your body? You're melting at this point." I'm like, animation errors. But I think if we see more what's going on in the real world, in the black and white scenes, we might know more. But for Mimaru, we actually got to see a little bit of the IRL character. I'm like, oh, this is her. Because we see her at least walking to work or something. Hell, she even states that I'm on vacation so I can stay online as long as I want to. Even Bear mentions, why don't you get some sleep? She's like, no, I don't want to get sleep because if he shows up, I want to be here. So it's like, okay, there's something going on here at least.
exactly that because it's funny how like drop subtle hints about their actual age, and but you don't catch it. It's like a blink and you miss. And then and then I still like how they're keeping up with like the black, like the complete discolor of the real world, like keep like zero color going, and also like when they do the flashbacks, it is like the VCR and all that, which is good. I'm
I
glad
love
they
these little tricks. Helps it makes it unique and stand out.
and uh, and it also falls, and I'm glad we got to see like personal character stories, which is good from time to time.
But
It
look at
was
episode 8. Nothing happens in 8. You could say this is well, both not well, not necessarily,
well, yes
because
and
that's
no.
the problem. When you use the word filler often enough, you might say so nothing happened in 8. There were some things happening in 8 and even 7, like the movement of the Silver Knights are going from Subaska to the monsters, and then they're like, well, something happened between then and there. You feel like, oh, I missed something within these 3 episodes, and everybody will tell you, no, you didn't miss anything. You saw the entire episodes. Then a newbie might say, well, that's writing 101. You fit well, not necessarily. If Phoenix was here, he would say, you need to do both show and tell. We are shown that the monsters are causing problems. The dragon attack, where those NPCs were like, it revived itself. Holy crap! It's the whale, and it's probably not just one whale. There were probably multiple whales elsewhere. They talk about message boards. That's the big thing about dot hack signs. They keep bringing up the wonderful message board, and according to Silver Knight and Krim over there, they pretty much said that, well, the situation slowed down a bit. We were able to maintain it, low casualties and all that stuff. So it's like, okay, so stuff was happening off screen, but that's fine. Do I need to see everything? Not necessarily if it's done well. And here was like, it's fine because it's supposed to be a character driven story. Very little action even happens within a show like this. But here's the thing, they also follow, old school cinema in like recent years, like David Fincher's and a few others. Action. Action being drama. Can you make stuff interesting on what everybody goes back to? Two people talking in a room, going shot, reverse shot, reverse shot. Hell yeah, you can. They're talking about really cool stuff that you want to see. Again, as Phoenix will mention, we'll get to the point where it's like, oh, your fingers are coming off, even though we won't see their actual fingers come off of the damn anime. But that's the thing with episode 8. It was more character drama focus. We got more hints of what this thing called the Twilight Key that's been mentioned several times now. So that seems to be the end goal. But before I get further into, we still have to learn about what's going on. Even Mimaru, she got a wonderful assistance by A20, voiced by the legendary Sandy Fox.
Yep, Sandy Fox makes her appearance. A
Well, she's
Fox
done the games
appearance.
and this, so yeah, so she's very good.
And I love that Krim is voiced by Lex Black. He's one of my faves.
Yep, that's him. And it the because the reason why, and Joker explained why it wasn't filler, even though you can make the argument it's half and half. Nothing is happening, but at the same time, everything is happening all at once, in a sense. Plus, I love that teaser at the end of 8. I love that teaser. Like, okay, kids, fun time's over. Now we're slowly kicking the last break off the wheel, and that mine cart is gonna go barreling down the mines with TNT.
Is that the episode where Mimaru and A20 go and get the treasure.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's also funny that when they get to the end, it's also them lying all the time. A20 is like, oh, I've been here for 2 weeks. No, it's been for one. No, but I love how little kids are like this, or those who are in tune that want to prove themselves that, oh, I can do this. And it's like, no, you can't do it. But there's a nice little message that if you can push through hard enough, you'll be able to make it through. But also, I love the fact that this is true in the games. You kind of don't know what's beyond those doors actually beat a dungeon. There could be a boss, there could be nothing there. You will always get a treasure. So that's why they're both like, so is there something gonna be on over here?
And that
I
it is very accurate, which is good, which is why I like about um which is why I like about what I love about this, like the accuracy because of like of an RPG and everything. They kept the lore in, like, well, if you get to as you explained it, you don't know what's on the other side of that door. It could be a giant monster, it could be a giant chest, or it could just be an empty floor. And personally, I'd rather have it be the chest. Because if we're an empty
Sometimes you
floor,
get
I'd
lucky
be
with the chest.
pissed.
Sometimes it's like, okay, gotta bite the boss, and then at least then I'll get the chest at the end of it. Even like stuff when you do like main story content, there will always be like a chest or something in there. But for this, felt like the side adventures. I'm going in through the gates, be like, oh god, please don't let there be something at the end. But the thing with GU, at least, or at least the actual games, you can actually set it to be what you want it to be. So if you want always to have the chest at the end, you can always get the chest, but sometimes it can be random at times. So when they get saw the chest, they're all like, "Oh, thank God!" I'm like, but I want to see what at least one of the boss monsters appear and be like, "You about to die?" Because I didn't quite say that yet. But when they get the chest, no, she's not lying. That item is rare, and if you get it in the game, it's like, oh, I get an XP boost.
and she's just kind of like, it's kind of ugly. I don't want it.
It's like, I kind of ugly too. Those things are ugly. See, in the anime, I'm like, oh my god, they're so ugly. But hey, it's like the rare candy from Pokemon. You don't question it. You just take it.
Even though it looks like a breath, even though it looks like a breath mint, it looks like or one of those chocolate ball things you see in the wrapper where you just unwrap it. It's kind of like that basically, but guess what? It's Pokemon, so
Who cares? The games, they got
good luck with
XP,
that rabbit
so
hole.
it's fine. But also, when you move forward from after 8, that little mouse bunny thing. Oh, this is why the Dot Hack series is interesting because they start off normal enough, but this is where we get to the meat and grinds of what makes the series so special. Because there's always more going on within this damn world. As you heard very clearly, hope leads to depression. That
Yes,
Suboski
there.
didn't even know what's going on with the whales, with the monsters, with his connection to the world, and we're about to get very, very dark. As in, it looks like a virus type thing is spreading. Hint, it's always a virus in the game series, if not something more, like with an AI or something, that will shut down the world permanently. Because we saw with the leaf how it goes from all greenery to nothing but black. Something is going to happen.
I don't know much about the games, but my interpretation of it was like all of these players who have this guardian, and I mean it started out just Tsukasa, and then more of them are starting to pop up, and Subaru is kind of like something is happening with the flow of the world, and because I didn't know what to think. I kind of looked at it as maybe this is like the start of kind of the emerging going forward, and this is
Oh, it
more
is.
of
You're on the right path.
that's what I thought.
You're on the
Hmm.
right
Yes,
path.
Yep, you're on the right path.
good, because it seems like everyone's starting to get more and more integrated, and that Guardian kind of represents that, I feel, because
Oh,
that's
oh,
kind of
oh, that's not the Guardian. I will give you one hint. That's not the Guardian. That is not
oh,
their true form. Right? Wink. Because he and I know what they're actually like. So, wink, wink.
Yep. And no, we're not gonna mention. And no, we're not gonna say because
Wow.
we're that tight-lipped.
I, I'm just saying, Jasmine, if you got a PC or a very good console right now, you can play one of the dot hack games at least on Steam or PlayStation while we patiently wait for the original games to come put over. Come on, Bandai, come on, Cyberkinetic, just do it, just do it, please.
like a remaster.
Me and Phoenix, we desperately want a remaster or port at least.
And which one is on the PlayStation?
On PS2, you play on the
Oh,
PS4 with the a collection called Dot Hack GU Last Record. That would be the G all of the GU games parts 1 through 4 in a full blown HD remaster. Very
oh,
good.
and when does that game? Where
It's
does
been
it
out for
fall?
it's been out for several years now, so you can buy it off Steam, you can buy it off the PlayStation Store, buy it off Amazon. So go for it. You'll love it.
And that is chronologically when in in the story?
Chronologically, that's like the second game, so that's like the second. Okay, chronologically, if you do everything, it goes dot hack signs. Then you do the whole part 1 of the game series, which is like infection. So it's best if I just do it. There we go. So this should make it a little bit more easier. Show this one instead. So if you want to do full blown everything, start off with the what we're starting off with at least a little bit is with Project Hack. So Project Hack would be like the full blown like infection, mutation, outbreak, quadrum, and fragment. I know fragment has yet to be released in North America, so it's like no, no, why? So this is kind of like the games after the anime, and as Phoenix does say, the anime and the game, which are two separate entities, but still part of the larger universe, they will collide a bit. You'll see characters team up. Hell, we already saw one of the characters like already. So there's all that. Yes, there are novels to the full things. There are mangas. The second project, which is called Conglomerate, which is kind of like the current stuff. This is what we talk about like GU. So GU is like the second series. So kind of take this like the Fate Stay Night approach, or like Dragon Ball. The first part of the manga is the whole Dragon Ball adventure. The martial arts tournaments, collecting the Dragon Balls, defeating the Red Baron army. Then the second half is Z, which you do all the Cell saga, the Saiyan saga, all that wonderful stuff. So this is the current games are like the only games that are available on current hardware, unless you do emulation for the original series, which is that. And there's also an online game for this stuff that's been preserved that our good friend Fatal likes to play from time to time. Is that
I'm
gonna help
currently
out a little
having,
bit?
Yeah.
yeah, so currently That's the only one available on
Ye
PlayStation.
PS4, PS5, and PC. Unless you still have that PS2 with you still, then you can, technically speaking, play the original series, which I never got to play.
Yeah, I think my PS2 is fried. Uh,
That's why me, Phoenix and Fate were like, they really should do it because it's a really good series, especially if you want to go old school. It's really good. So that's kind of like the stuff that's happening recently. I wish they do another game set because I think this is the perfect time to do it because people want some more multimedia projects. Cyberkinetic, I would pay good money to get a new G to get not GU storylines done. Just what happens next to the world? What's World R3 like? What are they doing over there? Are we still in World R2? Even though I think World no. Technically speaking, World R2 did shut down, and they should be in World R3 by now at least. After what the last game from GU stated. Anyways, off topic. What do you thought so far in these 3 episodes, Jasmine?
it's really building up. I mean, we're getting a better sense of the larger picture, which is really intriguing. Um, like I said, I think this is the beginning of them, all of them being integrated into the world. And I mean, I guess I'm guessing signs is just like one piece of the bigger picture, and I'm guessing like if you watch all of the other Doc Hack seasons and games, you get a lot of different places in each one. They all tell like a piece of a bigger story.
In that
So this
sense of
is
way, yes, there's always stuff that's kind of like happening. It's kind of like if you watch the anime, there's gonna be stuff that's going on within like the background. Like some of the games do happen. Like even though they're in the world, this is like version 1.0, version 1.5 of the world, where some of the other characters are already starting off. Like you will see Sandy Hook's character in the first game series a bit later on. So it's like, oh, so she will pop up from um, time to time. Even some people will reference in GU some of the past stuff that happened within the games or within the anime. You go like, oh, and kind of like before Jasmine got into the private chat, I gave a little hint to anime night that I'm like, oh wait, I know which this character is now, because I'm like, oh, I know who that is now, because I looked at the attitude from one of them, and I'm like, I knew it. I knew I had that feeling with this. So I was rewarded because I played GU when I first got my PC actually. So I'm like, I was looking for stuff to play. I'm like, I'll play this. So I got rewarded, but at the same time, there's layers to characters. For now, you think they're bland, but BT's kind of more charismatic when the more you look at her, the more it's like, what's she planning? What she's doing? It's not downright evil, but this is just who she is.
yeah, she's kind of like Sora. They kind of have their own ulterior motives, and they don't get so emotional about what's going on with Tsukasa and all that. That's why I think like all the characters have their own kind of background and motivations, but they kind of contrast the others really well. And honestly, it's just my heart goes out to Tsukasa because he really is just caught in between reality and whatever this kind of integration into the world. He doesn't, and he's got people who are trying to reach out to him, trying to help him, like Mimaru, but he doesn't know what's real or not. He's just doubtful of everything, and you kind of understand how he feels, but you could just tell that people are really trying to help him, and he just doubts everything right now, and I really don't blame him.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong there.
Because even
You
the end up when he gets out of prison and everything, speaking to so Subaru is one thing for him, where I pretty much like kind of like when I said when we were in the prison with Subaski, and this is why I keep saying that the fact that I love the Shadows and why this series is more really wants to focus more on character uh, drama versus the actual like action and stuff because you get this really nice like moment within the within the episode where we had to see Subaski's being all down, maybe depressed, and there's just this beautiful shadow casted over him, and I was like, ooh, beautiful, beautiful shadows cast over him before Subaru even shows up. And the more Subaru talks to him, the more that shadow slowly disappears. That he's got a little bit of hope left, but not so much.
it, precisely, and it's a great contrast to like how Tsukasa's so different from everybody because even he doesn't know how he got there, and they are right. Um, he is an anomaly. He is an anomaly in the world,
And
and
that's not helping with his feeling of isolation. I mean, he already feels alone because he's stuck in this place and he doesn't know why or how or if it's even good or bad because he wants to look at this as like an escape and a paradise, but it's a prison for him, and it's really uh telling that Subaru can see this. She can see this, and it's almost like a little bit of a light for him that he's got that attachment because not everybody feels that way about him. They're all like, the message boards are just saying like, oh, well, we got to find this guy, and they're just kind of looking at him like you said, just like an anomaly, and
plus
that's
that bounty really did not do him any favors either.
Nor did
That
Whale going out of control. So that's why he's kind of got a little moody and everything. And this is why he said, like, at the end of episode 6, where he's back in his small little place in the world, it's very much desaturated in an unusual desaturated art style. We get this wonderful red casting shadow over him where we really get to see more. He's getting more angry and more depressed. Red is more anxiety. In fact, he was feeling much anxiety after everything. Yes, Sora and everyone else saved him, but when he saw Mimaru, that's when he's like, "Can you stop talking?" And it's like, "Oh shit, oh shit." I was like, "Damn, son." I was like, "Damn." He's really wasn't in the best place. So you could say this is him getting further into depression, further into his low point. But then another black and white. So something happened at his house. Something happened to his mom, and then school. It looked like school was not the best place for this individual. Why? You look at all the other students. Yeah, their
Um,
faces are covered. So that only shows to me he truly was the outcast. And it does look like some bullying might have happened.
Yeah, you could tell like they hand him they hand Tsukasa like in the real world. There's the human, there's the human adult, and then the kid, and they look like they were giving him something. But Tsukasa, and believe me, I've been there many of times.
Me
In the
too.
real world, he tenses up, tenses up so badly.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good place for him to be, which is probably why this all happened. And this was basically like his escape. And now it's almost like he wants to escape here. He's conflicted. It's understandable.
But these 3 episodes, though, they really kick it. They really start to take off. And after episode 8, it really goes up.
And it does look like, I think now, hopefully, the more investigation, maybe some bridges will finally be fixed to move forward, but there still is that mystery. What is the Twilight Key? Who is this girl he's in this secret area with all the time? What is everybody going to do now? Hell, even Krim told Silver Knight, you need to get stronger, because pretty much Silver Knight's been the punching bag for a while.
Poor
Which,
Silver
here's the
Knight.
thing, to be fair, he's just doing his job in this RPG that the world is doing. And the thing is about the world, think of this just being the old saying, well, did you know that someone beat EverQuest? When was the last time you heard someone playing EverQuest? Or, like, this is one of those games that gives you that freedom to literally do whatever you want. You know the promise of those fake Kickstarters, Indiegogo products that's like, we're gonna build an MMORPG, either anime or realistic enough that you can literally do whatever you want, despite them all being fake. No, just imagine all of that finally coming into fruition with the world. Hell, this is literally Ready Player One before Ready Player One did Ready Player One, outside of all the pop culture references. That being said, we never said the world was a safe place. There are some really dark stuff when you get into that stuff. And even in GU, during a section in that game where I don't want to spoil it, but it was really messed up at least, or what they at least hinted to what was happening in the IRL world, which was like, ooh, got you to really think.
It does get you. It does get you to. It really gets you to think, because this anime, you do think. It tests your intellect. Of like, okay, are you paying attention so far? And then wham,
Um,
it hits you with something.
are you patient enough to wait for answers? And
Well, that too.
because I mean I think ultimately that was kind of the point of that episode with A20 and Mimuru. She needed to go through that and understand that sometimes it's, to get the answers you want, some things are just worth waiting for. And that's ultimately what she
Hence the
went
theater
through.
play that was mentioned. Gao never showed up, but in this one,
Yeah.
Sabatsky did show up. But that's mostly
Yep.
because she never did give up, and you probably thought it through over and over again. It's like, and then when he kind of went to the spot, it's like, oh. You're here.
It's funny how things are really, so you could see everything falling into
And but you
place.
also see that this is what's probably some of us have done in real life. That maybe we did break a friendship here and there, and we try to make it better. And maybe it ended up being worse, and then finally we able got to heal. And then, but that was a good part at least. So, but
E- exactly. It that hack really shows like just not what's not going on in the real, what's going
it
on in
was
the
ahead
real
of its
world.
time, and it still is ahead of its time.
Exactly. I'm actually glad that we live in the world where dot hack exists, and
Mm.
also it's all and it also balances with the real world too, because there's a lot happening there too. However,
And
we don't see it yet.
I am here for it. Personally, I think it handles the whole Whisk the Ways to a Magic World better than most isekais, and it just feels so realistic, and at the same time there's a lot of impact behind what's happening, and when it finally does happen, whatever's happening, it feels like a reward. I mean, I talk about this all the time in terms of Dragon Ball, because really part of the reason why Dragon Ball is such a masterpiece is because there's real weight and impact behind everything that happens. Even when you got a show that's technically you 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 shouldn't feel any real weight, or like it shouldn't be something that makes you feel like it's I mean it's a show about Dragon Balls, for God's sake. I mean you would that would usually kind of take someone away and just be like, oh well, it doesn't matter, they'll just wish them back. I mean there's no real death in Dragon Ball, but it
Maybe
doesn't matter.
some of the worlds you're looking for is that the reason why Ashina Joe feels more like grounded is because we have all struggled just to do something. You don't have to be a boxer to understand that struggling to get into a ring all the time. We struggle nearly every single day of their life. Why do people keep saying Guts is the most realistic protagonist in a dark fantasy setting? He was born from nothing, had no mother, should have died underneath her until the only female in the well, he's literally struggled his entire life to live completely. And because of that, he's only known war and battle. But out of everything that happens, he keeps on living. We don't know how. Well, plot armor. But Miura's pulled you into the world so much is that every step forward is him just living. That's surviving an encounter with the Band of the Hawk for the first time, or when Griffith takes him in with the Band of the Hawk, him leading the soldiers into battle and winning, him finally becoming captain of the rank, him at least being accepted within the Hawk is living until the eclipse happens, and then he reverts back to the Black Swordsman arc and everything. There's a reason why Guts feels so realistic is that we all can relate to him in some way or another. No, I don't need to be a soldier to understand exactly what he's going through. I've done the exact same thing that he's gone through to a lesser degree, but that is the reason why he's so relatable. Everybody struggles, has the will to struggle, the will to live.
Mm, yeah, yeah, exactly. It's very palpable how
And why do you think
individual.
Guts' theme, when you hear it for the first time or the 100th time, it's not something that is badass, metal, heavy. Like you think that a series called Berserk a guy who is nicknamed the 100-Man Slayer, the Black Swordsman.
Yeah, I really gotta watch Berserk.
Okay, I'm gonna do this for you. Here's the private chat. Here you go. Go listen to the theme, and then you can mute yourself right now, and you can come back to me later saying how beautiful this theme is, how wonderful it is.
Alrighty.
She's going like, all right, because that's what a lot of these shows can do well. The ones that are really good, that you can relate to a character and stuff. And I think Dot Hack Signs, there's literally a character for everyone. Some of us might have been Sora, the brashy little kid playing an MMO, but in real life, we don't like this. Or we could be like Subaski, where we don't know exactly where we fit in. We struggle to fit in. And then eventually we find a couple people. Or we could be like Bear, trying to be the glue that fits everybody together. There's a character for everyone here. And I think Dot Hack does that well in a time and era where all of technology was slowly evolving over time. We were seeing games getting slowly more into more pop culture that isn't just going from arcade. We went to actual consoles, not just porting the arcade games over, but we were getting new innovation. The PC boom was slowly happening, and imagine playing the original Dot Hack when it came out on console and just going, did they predict so much now? Or watching the anime today versus back in the day and be like, how much has this really changed to not have changed? It's so interesting looking at a time capsule like at this.
Plus it's funny what it's also creepy what Sora says. Their monitors must be crashed right about now. They're probably freaking out about their monitors. And he's not wrong. He is not wrong. Though I don't think we get to that aspect of Dot Hack just yet. We don't get to that one
And that's the one
aspect.
thing about Dot Hack, because everyone's like, oh, I work for this or that. They don't have to tell you a darn thing, but going through the message boards again, like in the actual game itself, you can see what are the updated news, what's happening to here and there. It's so creepy that they predicted all of this within back in the early 2000s, and nowadays, ironically, at the state of the world, everyone can see everything right now.
I'll come back.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, I love it. It's very haunting, but at the same time,
It's beautiful,
yeah, some
sad.
yeah, mythical even.
Now you
And
gonna
I'm
watch the anime? You
what
gonna
which
read the
one is that?
manga like I've been?
Which anime does it come from?
Okay, you want the 1970 series because that's ones declared by the community to be almost perfect.
Yeah.
There's the Golden Age arc films, which are just like recaps of the manga, cutting off a lot of material, but again, movie runtimes. Do not watch the 2016 to 2017 adaptations. Well, they're the only ones to finally move forward past the Golden Age arc. They're not very good adaptations. They're very frustrating to get through.
I can
But
imagine.
the purest way to watch Berserk is to read the manga.
Oh man.
It's long because we also lost Mira.
Mhm.
But thankfully, his assistants are taking over, and they've been doing a wonderful job with the series along with its creators. So it's not completely dead, but it ironically Berserk found a way to live yet again.
Yeah, I hear it's basically a masterpiece.
So it's it's very good, very good. But anyways, that's anything else you want to say anything about that hack before we at least signs at least before we uh call it tonight.
Go if you guys if anybody out there has not seen this anime, go watch it because you'll see how everything ties in. Like when you really look at it, because given the fact of the times, this came out in '03. This came out in the early 2000s when we're just starting to figure everything out. Yet here we are so many years later with the meta headset and also the message boards and everything, what Twitter is actually on a grander scale. And we do have the MMORPGs, and of course we have virtual reality, which is
Well,
creepy
not quite
beyond.
there. Yeah, like the dot stuff.
It's not at the level of where dot hack
But the
is.
weird thing is that how people are doing the escapism. We want to escape, but then you kind of that. But then you have to slowly get back into reality and either do jobs, school. People play games to feel more confident, like 820 in her class are doing, mostly with 820. With Sabaski, we don't know exactly why they're here, but it can't be good if there's been a parental figure death and not having the best school life. The same thing we
Yeah.
say about with Bear, with Sora, so many. We don't know exactly why they play the game. We know why a couple of them play it, but why do others keep coming back in? Heck, that's almost the strangest question that everyone keeps saying in about a lot of other stuff. Why do we still play games, either online or offline, regardless of circumstances?
But people are like, well, it's still I'm like, nope, shut up.
It's not about
Shut
storyline.
up.
It's really about like the
Mm.
whole thought process of like why do we do this stuff? Like why do we play the stuff that we want to play in? Why do people keep doing stuff even though it's like, hey, but it's mentally draining on you. My Our jobs are mentally draining, hence the black and white stuff we relate to a lot, but we still gotta get paid, we still gotta make rent or other stuff that's the bare minimal essentials, but also it's just you got to do it. It's the grind until you're retired.
You
Hence
could
why all the
coincide
entertainment and fancy stuff can be that small escapism, just for a little bit.
you could coincide with what Mimiru is that question Mimiru asked to what Malfina from Outlaw Star asked as well. They're very similar, but they're different. They're very similar, but they're very different perspectives. Mimiru wonders why she played in the first place. Malfina wonders who created her and why. They and that's the beauty of perception, and also self discovery. That's like why do I do this? Why do I do nightcasts? Why do I do these watch parties?
But it's Jasmine Draw.
Yeah, exactly
Exactly.
that.
It's just like playing the
Why
game.
does or why did Joker cosplay as Kupo from Final Fantasy?
Because I needed an easy costume to get in and out. But also I gotta represent some Final Fantasy characters, and I'm like, well, the guys I'm not quite fit in yet. And I saw the Moogle, and I'm like, Yuffie's got that Moogle disguise. I can get in and out of that very easily. And yeah, when everybody saw the Moogle, I kept getting a lot of praise. So I'm like, the Moogle stays.
Oh boy. I love those little things. They're hilarious. Final Fantasy 9 with all the different ones in that one. Oh my lord. I enjoyed that so much. I enjoyed it. Every time I see them, I'm like, I want to chase it with a mallet
Well,
for the fun of it. I'm not really gonna hit them, but it's like, yay! But other than that, guys, it has been a lot of fun despite the mishaps on my end and me being a dumbass. Uh yeah, I'm probably gonna get smacked with the CRC, and that's gonna be fun to deal with. But it was a mishap. It was a one-off thing, so I'll be able to get that back by next Thursday. So anyway, guys, check out everybody's channels. Check out Jasmine's art page, and also check out Raquel. Also check out Raquel's page and everybody else. Thank you to everybody on YouTube and Twitter. Thank you all again. Tomorrow night I'm gonna be playing more casino night. I don't know what game I'm going to be playing. I don't know which one, but we'll see. Saturday night is going to be more Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Jasmine, you would love that one. It is really really good in terms of art style and everything. Uh Next week I'm going to be playing Sonic Racing Crossworlds. I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? I purchased it despite everything that's happening. I'm gonna go through with it because I want to see this game succeed. And also the werehog and everything. That's a tease. That is a tease. That's a tease right there. But other than that, I'm gonna relax for the rest of the night in the new chair. Um, Pray I don't fall asleep because this thing is fucking comfy. But anyway, guys, we're gonna be out of here. Bye.